कब आएगा मौका 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 कब फोड़ेंगे यार।
मरिया मैडम, बाहर मैंने वो आरजे कॉन्टेस्ट का पोस्टर देखा, मेरे को भी पार्ट लेने का है।
आप आरजे बनना चाहती हैं? पहले कभी किया है?
नहीं, लेकिन मैं कर सकती है।
Life presents an opportunity to all, but you have to make the most of it. I have with me director Suresh Triveni, who made it count first with the Mauka Mauka campaign, and now he has his maiden film coming up, Tumhari Sulu. Suresh, a week to go before the film's release. Are you experiencing those butterfly in the bellies?
See, I have been so engrossed in the work for the last 10 months that I've not been able to react to anything at all, for honestly speaking. But I think now that there's a void that happens after you finish a film, and you still try to find excuses to do certain things around the film because you don't want to get it out of your system. I should say I'm excited about how it will be received. Because one thing I'm sure about that. See, the one is that when you're not sure about your own film, then it's even more risky. The only thing which I can promise is we tried making something honest and fresh. And if this is the only film I'm making in my life and career, I'll be very happy.
Okay.
साड़ी वाली भाभी लेट नाइट शो।
हेलो, सुलू के साथ कौन बात करना चाहता है?
आपका नंबर दो ना मैडम।
लिख लो 100.
One thing that caught my imagination after watching the trailer, it was this one line, I think where Vidya's Sulu's boss say, "Sadi wali bhabhi." So obviously it drew my attention to this fictional cartoon character, Savita Bhabhi. So I wonder, when you were penning this script, was she ever at the back of your mind?
Yes and no, because I would be denying if I say that no, it's not. But I think there are certain cliches. What that line actually denotes is there are certain cliches we attach with certain Sadi wali bhabhi, late night show. Okay. There's a conflict within. Okay, Sadi wali bhabhi.
Correct.
And late night show. So there are certain cliches which are around that line. But honestly, the film is trying to break those cliches. People can interpret it into the kind of references that you mentioned into, but I was not like hardcore. I focused around that. Minus the only fact saying that maybe there would be a real Savita Bhabhi who existed here.
Yeah.
But not beyond that, nothing.
Okay. And like Vidya, obviously, she's been through a lean phase in the last few years. So I'm sure even she's aware of that. But it's your first film. So as a director, was there pressure on you to ensure that, look, I cannot go wrong with this film? Because she perhaps badly needs a hit.
That honestly didn't occur to me about the lean phase or that phase, because for me the drive that if I'm getting to work with one of the most versatile and brilliant actors of our times, okay, that itself is a great thing. But yes, I was conscious about one thing, and that I have to live up to her talent. Okay. Outcome we're not in control of. Okay. But I'm just saying that every Vidya Balan film, irrespective of how it's done, she has always been hailed for her performance. Okay, and she goes beyond her skin to do that. So I think as a filmmaker, the only thing which as an onus that I've taken up is like, let me give it my best, and let me try justifying her talent.
सुलोचना जी, मुबारक हो आपको क्योंकि आपने जीता है एक प्रेशर कुकर।
So how was Malishka like, while facing the camera?
I think she never gave an impression that she's never faced a camera or a film, or been in a film ever. Okay. She was natural, and also what we did and what I did was the fact saying that, see, for me, script is a blueprint, dialogues are a blueprint. Okay, I cannot tell Malishka, give her lines and sing, oh, these are the lines, you have to stick to it, and you have to be an RJ. No, that doesn't work like that for me. So I have to use the best out of Malishka. So I would give her those lines. She would do her improvs, and that comes very naturally because she's an RJ, and I definitely exploited that side of her.
Good morning, Mumbai. हेलो, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है। कौन बोल रहे हैं आप?
he obviously trained her during Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Did Malishka had something to pass on in this film to Vidya Balan?
I think Vidya has done so many radio interviews post that, okay, that she knows how that world operates. And honestly, you know what, the film is not about the technicality of how you operate as an RJ.
Yep.
Okay, in fact, it's clearly Sulochana being Sulochana. Okay, she's not trying to be someone else as being an RJ. Okay, and that's the entire truth. So I don't think we did something specific. We just were capturing the mood. Yeah, that's it.
We live in times where classic songs are remixed, remade, and many of them turn out to be like item numbers. And what I liked about the Hawa Hawaii 2.0 remake is that it's you have retained the original vocals, and it appears to be staying true to the characters and the situation. But like as a first-time director, was there any temptation or maybe some external pressure on you, like maybe to make the song look more visually appealing to to the masses?
Everyone who was working on the film knew the grain of the film. The film is in the space of believability. Okay, so there was no pressure on that. But one thing is for sure, and that's an iconic song.
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll be blasphemous if I go about meddling around with the vocals of it. Kavita Krishnamurti has sung it, and no one can snatch that the zest from her. Sridevi has performed on her like a goddess. Okay, Vidya Balan is a huge fan of Sridevi, so we had treated it just like our little tribute to the original, and there was no external pressure. I'll tell you why. Because you cannot go out from the grain, and whatever said and done, you cannot go out from the grain of a film. And that's what we've tried and attempted. Yeah, it's a little glam, okay, but we've not gone out of character at all.
I think I read today that Ayushmann is playing himself. I think it's a small cameo. So I think, was this supposed to be a big secret, or it's been put out as per the PR plan?
It was supposed to, because no one knew about it when we shot it. So I guess it was a secret. Okay. And of course, right now we just put it out in the media. So I guess it only adds to the curiosity and how he comes into the film, okay, and to the plot. Okay. Again, it's been put in a certain way that it's not a just so that we need a song or just we need a special appearance. No, no.
Okay.
We've tried to keep the story intact around it.
Moka, 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 moka. Moka, 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 oh Rabba.
Obviously, coming back to your career as an ad man, you guys, the company which you worked for, Bubble Wrap Films, you all shot to fame with the Moka Moka, 2015 Cricket World Cup campaign, and it's nearly now 3 years now. And if you were to just recall, the euphoria that was created because of this, it became such a rage.
So I directed it, okay, and Star, the creative team at Star, had developed it, and I've actually, it's 3 years I've moved on, okay, in terms of life. It was great, okay. That particular film was accepted like mad. It really spread all over. But I don't think so that it's got anything to do with my craft or my. That time I felt good saying, oh, it's my craft, my film. But honestly, it got nothing to do with my craft, nothing to do with the. It's got to do with the sheer idea which the brand team had come with. Okay. And the second thing, I'd be even more honest, is the fact saying that India-Pakistan is bigger than Suresh Triveni or anyone.
Correct.
So I can bask in that glory, okay, but I've moved on also on that, saying that yeah, that happened, great. I got a certain buzz in terms of how the film was received, but that's where it is. I've actually, because after a point, it was constantly I was being told as a Moka Moka guy and all that, but
It became like an anthem,
yeah, and I think anyone would say Moka and they'll WhatsApp me, but honestly, I just directed it. Okay, that's it. That was my only skill to it.
And like there was some criticism, basically from the few from the cricketing fraternity, and I think Kishore Bhimani had said that it kind of smacked of arrogance, as if India is this big cricketing superpower and it's given foregone conclusion that we are going to win. So how would you react to such criticism?
I don't know, yeah. I mean, like, I think we at times just overanalyze a thought, I think, and especially in the times of social networking and all that. Overanalyze it. I look at the positive side of it. I myself, I'm a cricket buff. But eventually, that's what I'm saying, that my job was to direct it. And I'm a cricket buff. So I did that. And like anything, there will be criticisms. But can't help it. I mean, that's a part of it. But honestly, there were a lot of good things also which were being said. Let me look at that side. But purely, it's got to do with how Star approached it and how they pumped it, how the films were produced, and that's it.
And like, how has this transition been? You know, from starting off as a sales guy, then to a client servicing executive, then an ad filmmaker, and now to feature filmmaking.
I can't ask for more because I come from a I grew up in a place called Ranchi. Okay. And from there, where we used to see films on an open ground in a theater, screen and all that, to now say that, okay, fine, you have a feature film that you've done. It's unreal. My only regret is there are no background scores in real life there. I wish. But yeah, I just feel that, I won't say it's been lucky, it's been thought through. And I'm not just talking in retrospect. Okay. And there is a lot more left in. I mean, I hope I get to do more films.
Just a final thing, you know, if there's any one particular mauka which you're craving for, what would that be?
Making another one film with Vidya Balan here, what else? I would just say that. It's that. So,
And if I were to just put you on the spot, you know, and if you were to come up with you know, kind of a campaign text, one word, two words for Tumhari Sulu, what would that be?
मैं कर सकती है. And that's, I feel that it's a unisex line.
Correct.
Now that was what something sometime back when you were talking about that, how did you think about marketing lines when you were looking at the film? मैं कर सकती है as a line was definitely that.